everyone, and welcome here today for the final match of this series between the Netherlands and USA. It was listed as a 5-match series, but due to the rain, it did affect our fixtures, meaning that we did play a catch-up game on the Wednesday, and it has turned into a 4-match series. Brought to you live from our Frogbox Pro, live on Willow TV in North America. And it's been an interesting series. The Netherlands currently up 3-0. They've been the better of the two teams, and understandable, probably a little bit further in their development as a nation, as USA women have shown glimpses and patches of their sort of T20 prowess, and they'd love to end the tour with a victory. Can they get themselves into this match early and see if they can maybe cause a bit of an upset as the players make their way out to the middle, and so do the two batters at the crease. Looks like Heather Seegers and Phoebe Malkenborg will open day. Ster Callis listed a little bit lower at number 4 in the lineup. The news from the toss was that Netherlands did win the toss today and will bat first once again in this series. They've batted first on every other occasion. The two umpires today, Janesh Kohli and Malik Prabhasai. My apologies, it'll be Pim van Vliet and Malik Prabhasai who will go on. Janesh Kohli is at the 3rd umpire today. Good luck to our officials and good luck to all the players who get their final match of this series underway. It is an extremely hot day in the Netherlands. It's 29 degrees local, and well, I've lived here for many years. When it gets up to the top 20s and low 30s, you're going to have to work hard because it is very, very hot indeed. 4 cameras again today. Beautiful wide shot there. Looks like a deep long on and a deep mid-wicket are the two boundary riders. A little bit of our sort of deep cover. You can see a short cover in place already there. That's Kadali who's hovering. And obviously our rolling camera all set to go. It's going to be Shetty with ball number 1 to Heather Seegers. And it's in the air, and what a catch! What a fantastic catch. Wasn't sure if it had stuck, but it did. And Heather Seegers has gone for a Golden Globe, a royal duck again. Poya Ganesh has taken one of the catches of the series, diving to her right. Fantastic catch, and what a dream start that is for USA. It was short, it was wide, it was well timed as well, but diving full stretch, one hand. And what a dream start that is. USA pick up an early wicket. Heather Seegers, the dangerous Heather Seegers, goes back to the shed. And well, what a start to Friday. A fantastic catch. And an early wicket. Well, that brings Babette Delata to the crease and under the pump straight away. This happened in the first game. Heather Seegers was caught on the rope, first ball of the match. A royal duck, I believe that's called, for a first ball of game. And what a start for Shetty into the lineup, bowling the first over. And Poya Ganesh, I believe, has taken that catch, who was the keeper in the previous matches. I've got listed here in front of me as keeper Patwadan, who's come into the lineup. That is a brilliant bit of fielding at backward point. You can see in the background there, it is definitely Poya Ganesh, the keeper in the first 3 games, has gone to backward point and taken an absolute blinder first ball of the game. Fantastic to see. It's a proper wicket this. It's going to be some runs. There should be runs on offer. It's a nice looking shot. This time it's through the gap. Let's see the outfield for the first time today. And it responds. 4 runs to the total. Lovely shot from Babette Delata. A little bit of width on offer. Looking at the two lineups, Hannah Lantier and Phoebe Malkenborg have come into the side for the Netherlands. Isabel van der Woning and Mirth van den Raad. A little bit unfortunate, you'd have to think, missing out. And Mitali Patwadan has come in for USA. Keeping today means Gagi Bogle will miss out. Another gorgeous shot from Delata. So what a start to this T20I. We're going to get 2 4s, quick outfield, nice solid pitch, and a golden duck, a royal duck, in fact, and a fantastic catch. So very interesting start to this game. Looking at the surface a little bit earlier, went there out to the middle, spoke to the ground staff and the curators, and doing a fantastic job here at Kampong Cricket Club in Utrecht. They said there's runs today. The sun's been out, beating down on that wicket. Yes, there's a tinge of green, but the outfield's quickened up. I think that there's definitely runs on offer if you get yourself in. You get reward for your shots, was what I was told. So far you can see it. Another full ball. They've made a bit of a change to the field, put a deep cover in place, and while they're going to go on the throw, aggressive running from De Later, a feature of the Dutch cricket team, is they're running between the wickets. Very positive start from Babette De Later on your screen. She's raced to 10. That'll be a wide. Good tank down the leg side from Mitali Patwadan. Good luck to her today. Her first game of the series. Yeah, what a catch that was from Poya Ganesh. You can just see in the background of your screen. Kept for 3 games. Kept exceptionally. And then goes to backward point and takes a hanger. First ball of a T20I. Brilliant to watch. And it's dropped into the offside for a single. Good aggressive run again. And I think that will end a pretty adventurous first over at will. So plenty of action coming your way as the Dutch get to 12, and the score is 12 for 1 at the end of the first. If you're just joining us for the first time in the series, it's been a bit of a truncated series due to the weather. But game number 1 in a T10 encounter, in fact, was the Netherlands that ran out victors by 16 runs. Game number 2 was the Netherlands by 53 runs, and in game number 3 the Netherlands again by 52 runs, batting first in all 3 games. Don't often see that. And in game number 4 obviously batting first, but today there was a bit of a difference at the toss. Babette De Later won the toss and elected to bat first, as it looks like Ititiba Chudasame will bowl her first over. The captain of USA made her maiden national 50, international 50 SA, and batted extremely well. Clever off spinner and a very good captain. That's cut away, nice shot, but straight to the fielder. It's a bit of a ring field on the offside. Deep mid on and a deep sort of very square mid wicket as sweeper. Shorter ball, shouts of catch. It's going to land into a big pocket of space though, and Babette De Later isn't too deterred from that very early wicket. Gets another boundary, and I think we're seeing signs here. This is a very good batting surface. There should be runs on offer for all the batters today if they can get themselves in and look to be positive. It's probably been the difference between the two sides, one of the differences, but the key difference probably the experience of the batting unit for the Netherlands against USA, who definitely have good enough technique and some decent batters in there, but haven't been able to convert some starts and go on and make some big scores. Good use of the feet from De Later, respectfully played. So yes, a pass score today, I think 160, if I'm going to be honest. I want 160 or more, made 150 yesterday, did the Dutch, but we're looking at 150, sorry, got over 150, but I think if they bat well, they'll definitely get a lot more than that, and that's another positive stroke. Hit away through the gap, and this is a quick outfield today. They're going to get 3 on the throw. That's Phoebe Malkinball, who's been promoted up the order to open. Stur Callis, actually I've got Stur listed at 4, so maybe a bit of a surprise to Dutch cricket fans and supporters of the associate game. Stur Callis obviously making that magnificent 80 yesterday, has been put to 4, and the reason being, I've been told from the coaching staff and behind the scenes, is they want to get Phoebe Malkinball some time at the crease, but more importantly, still seeing their options for the future as Malcolm gets herself off the mark. Sturkalis might not be available for the all-important Division 1 Team European qualifier, which is in August, so Malcolm might be opening the batting. We will have to wait and see. That's in August 20th down at VSC Rotterdam as we end another over. And a decent start from the Dutch now despite the wicket, 20 for 1. It's great to have plenty of viewers that have jumped in during the series and had their comments. We're live on YouTube as well. If you do want to get any questions in, I've got the stream rolling in front of me and the live chat. My name's Corey Rutgers. It's been a pleasure bringing you this series. Been highly competitive in patches. I think USA would love to end on a high note, maybe put together the perfect game. Don't put it past them to do it. It's an attractive stroke from Malcolm, who just goes with a very late-ish sort of cut, and traditional cricket stroke that. Poya Ganesh is a weapon in the field. Great fielding again. That'll be 3. Malcolm hasn't featured too much with the bat in this series, but was the ODI Player of the Year at the DCA Awards last year for the Netherlands. Played some beautiful cricket as an opener in the 50-over format. So gets a good opportunity to open in the T20s. Just goes to show the depth in Dutch women's cricket currently. Another wideish sort of delivery. And well, Babette Delator is timing everything through the offside. This outfield has quickened up somewhat. The sun has been beating down for the last sort of 48 hours and seeing full reward for your shots today. I think they've got to consider having a sweeper out there deep on the offside if they're going to bowl this line. Netherlands raced into the top 20s now, 27 on the board. And despite the early wicket, look very comfortable at the crease. Babette Delator played plenty of cricket around the world. Captain of this side and a very good number 3. Good against the pace, good against the spin, and probably the in-form batter in the country over the past, I'd say, 18 months. Has made a lot of runs. Started this series with 52 not out. Missed out a little bit in the last 2 games. That one sneaks down the leg side, be signalled wide. So a bit of early pressure on USA. They've got to ride this out a little bit. Another nice looking drive, but this time straight to the fielder. I mean, look at that field. There has been the change now. The leg side's come up. Deep cover and a sort of very wide, deep third in place. Ring field on the leg side. Width on offer that time and signalled wide from our umpires. The umpires have been fantastic this week. Testing times, obviously, with the various weather conditions, but that's what you get in the Netherlands. Sometimes sunny, sometimes rain. You never know, but it has been good to make sure that we've ended this series with some beautiful weather days. It's another nice looking drive, and deep cover will be brought into the action now, so that will be just the single. Nice looking stroke, but a little bit out from under the eyes for Phoebe Malkenborg. Couldn't get over the ball, so skews it away for a single. Good to see some of the supporters who have rolled in as well. Make sure you get the sunscreen on today. It's going to be a big wide, a lot of movement that time. Yeah, just off screen, there's a few supporters that have rolled in. There's Dan Veerling from Quick Cricket Club in the orange shirt. It's come down to support, and just off camera there's actually quite a lot that are starting to build under the marquees and try and get some shade. Being told, actually, just nudged in the shot. 30 degrees here today in the Netherlands. Perfect weather conditions. That ball just dropped into the offside. Good sort of finish to the over from Shetty. Been a little bit expensive. Did pick up that prize scalp first ball of the match, though. 3 overs complete. 32 for 1. So it looks like we're going to get the first bowling change, and Giovanna Lee Arras will come into the attack. And Giovanna Lee was pretty fantastic yesterday. Came in for her first game of the series with Netherlands flying along and responded with a 4-over spell and taking 3 for 18. So a lot of reward. Going to be used a little bit earlier today with the ball. Obviously the confidence is high, and yeah, we made a note in the post-match presentation yesterday of making a comment for Giovanna Lee Arras because she was fantastic. Really brought USA back into the game. Got a little bit of movement back into the batters, but kept it simple. Good execution. 4th stump, off stump, good length bowling. We'll look to do the same today. A little bit wider first ball, but straight to Koi Ganesh, who's fielding at backward point. Hopefully we get a clip of that catch earlier. To take a catch like that is a special moment, but do it off first ball of the day is even more special. You're just switching on, you're getting yourselves into it, but it sets the tone for the fielding group. Malkenborg with an audacious sort of stroke. Really, it's almost like a swat down the ground, and that's going to go all the way for 4. Well, Malkenborg promoted to the top of the order, and you can definitely see the Netherlands have been talking about trying to make sure they cash in with the power plays. So 4 to her. Confidence building stroke that. Got a very good technique, this Malkenborg. Technically correct, high elbow. Has had a lot of success in the 50-over format. Gets a really good opportunity to open today. I do think the Dutch obviously thinking that if Ster Callis isn't available in the future due to county commitments or the Blast or the 100, then Malkenborg is maybe a long-term project to open in the T20 game also with Heather Seegers. Oh, comes down the ground, turns it into a full toss, and that's a beautiful shot for 4. So back-to-back boundaries in this over. Well, boundary dot boundary, I should say. A beautiful bit of batting. Came from being a bit of inventive, using her feet, and the Netherlands once again finding boundaries at will. Bright start for them. It's a confident team at the moment, the way they're playing the format. I've had the pleasure of covering most of their games in the last few years, and they've come on leaps and bounds. It's actually the 6th boundary of the innings already. Just goes to show the intent that they're happy to bring to this format. Another sumptuous drive. There is a deep cover in play, so that should just be a single. Jemana Learas. A bit more difficult start for her today. Obviously, bowling in the power play is a different task entirely. That's a good length, really good length. That's where she bowled a lot of her deliveries yesterday. So, first over goes a little bit expensive, 9 off it. The Dutch flying along. 10 and over, just over 10 and over. 4 overs complete, 41 for 1. Sure, there'll be plenty of drinks run out for the players today because it is warm. You can see both batters already probably feeling it. Babette Delator with the great white zinc on the face. A little bit Australian style, really. It's like Chudasama, the captain's going to have the ball in hand. Look out for Priya Singh with her right arm off spin. I'm sure we'll see her come in soon. Kadali as well. Got hit around a little bit yesterday, but will probably be given another opportunity. I think Chudasama has had a really good series as captain. It's been tough, has rung the changes, been inventive, bowled well, and also with that marvellous 50 yesterday. It's very good bowling. Just taking the pace off it as Malcolm Ball looked to get positive and down the ground, but another dot ball. Good bit of batting that, just dropping it into the hole at mid-on as the fielding will be done by Withakamoa, who's got an opportunity for a big game today, the left-arm seamer. The one left-arm seamer in this team. Really good over this from the captain. This is what the captain's been able to do throughout the series. Just tie up and end at times. Brings herself on when the going's tough. Another dot ball. So real positive over this for USA. First over of the day where just choking the Dutch batters a little bit. Time wrapped into the pads. That was a rapid over, wasn't it? Extremely quick, well bowled. Captain, 1 run off it. 5 overs complete, 42 for 1. The Dutch looking to clean sweep this series, 4-0. Did go into the series as heavy favourites, but you've still got to rock up and make sure you do the job. I think USA have played really well in patches. They've had good moments, shown a lot of promise. It'll be up to them today to put a couple more patches together and maybe play a consistent 10 to 15 overs with the bat. If they're able to do that, don't count them out. So it looks like we're going to have a bowling change. I think Priya Singh now coming on from the city end. Priya's been pick of the bowlers for me from USA, has really spun the ball a considerable amount and has made it quite difficult for the Dutch batters. That'll be a dot ball to start. Gives it more air than some of the other bowlers you'll see. And has reaped the rewards on some pretty good batting surfers. Short ball, cut straight to the fielder. No sweeper out there on the offside. I think Phoebe Malcolm Ball will feel that was an opportunity missed. A shorter ball, cut straight to the captain, Chudasama, just burst through the hands. It'll be a single. See Phoebe Malcolm Ball on your screen there. Just a little bit frustrated. Wasn't able to get those through the gap, but this young lady has bowled extremely well. Priya Singh, all series, taking the pace off the ball, giving it some air. Just like that. Well played from Delator, who shouts 2 straight away. Well, will they be able to get back? They won't. Malcolm ball comes down the ground, hits it high in the air and caught. Great catch, and that's another wicket for Priya Singh, who was ecstatic. Malcolm ball probably looking to go over mid-off that time. In fact, drags it to deep mid-on, and a nice safe catch as the Netherlands lose their second wicket. And all credit goes to Priya Singh, well held by Dhingra, who was doing the mopping up at deep mid-on. What a bright start from USA. Yes, there's been a few boundaries. And Malcolm ball was looking good, just chipped that one. I think definitely tried to go over mid-off, dragged the shot and has to go. She's dismissed for 16, score 44 for 2. It doesn't get any easier though for USA, as I'd have to say the star batter of Dutch cricket in arguably both the men's and women's game is Ster Callis, playing in the Blast, the 100 and around the world, and gets an opportunity batting at 4, a different sort of role. Not too often you'll ever see Ster Callis batting at 4 in orange colours, but today at 4, so more a task for her of rotating strike in the middle overs, you'd think. Was fantastic yesterday, hitting boundaries at will, and was the anchor in the innings, and then made sure to capitalise right at the back end. Starts today positively, but straight to the fielder. So another successful over for Priya Singh. Just can't keep her out the game. She takes 1 for 2 of her first, and that is the power play complete. Good finish to the power play for USA. They score 44 for 2. So we're going to see another bowling change, as you see in the corner of your screen there. Sunvi Amadi is going to be handed the ball. Has been a feature of the USA tactics. They've chopped and changed and given everyone not just a go, but I think it's part of their tactics to offer variety. Amadi is the leg spinner in this lineup. So the field will spread now that the power play is complete. A bit of a drag down first up. Bit of a loose nut. Well hit out there to deep cover. Good bit of fielding, so they'll only be able to get 1. Yeah, so deep mid on, deep sort of forward square leg. 2 boundary riders on the leg side, and a deep mid off and a deep cover point on the offside. One's cut behind point, a good bit of fielding, a bit delayed just quick though. We'll get through for a sharp single. I think one thing that the Dutch have been openly talking about is how they go about it in the middle overs, and don't want to be a team that gets too choked down. They look to run aggressively between the wickets and find the odd boundary, something they're ever trying to improve on. Bit of ground fielding. Good from Amadi, just finding her rhythm now after the drag down first ball. Always good to have a leg spinner in the lineup. I like to call the dark art, one of the most difficult things you can do in the sport. Well, that's pulled away a little bit short. That might go for 4, you know. It is a rapid outfield today, and it will. Delader finds a boundary. Just a steadier for the Dutch after a couple of quiet overs. Delader will move on to 29. You see such good use of the crease from Delader. She's got all the shots. Very good at using her feet, but also uses her feet the other way and able to go very deep in the crease. big sort of moments in the game for USA. If they're able to break this partnership, they're a red-hot crack, but it's a dangerous partnership for them. Great last delivery, but a yes-no maybe that time. Sent back. That will end Amadi's first over. It goes for 7. It's not the worst first over you'll ever see. 50 came up in that over. 7 overs down, 51 for 2. Looking at the batting lineup, Rabin Reich listed to come in next. Hasn't maybe had the series she would have liked with the bat, but is very dangerous. Frederick Overdyke into the lineup as well. Look out for Frederick with her right arm seam and also power in the back half. Iris Willing as well. No Sonia Karuna or Mirth Bendenrad in the batting lineup today, so you'll see a few different batters come out at 6, 7, 8. It's Priya Singh will continue. That's cut well behind point through the small gap. This will be a good shot. Can they get down? They should get 3 here. They won't, in fact. Brilliant fielding, able to keep it to 2. I have a feeling that the Dutch pair thought that was going to race away for 4. There's 2 in the end. Another sort of swivel pull shot, and that'll go for 4. Brilliant batting from Delata, and there's the use of the crease I was talking about. Just able to go deep at will. No deep square leg in place, and another boundary. Delata has looked $1 million since she arrived after the very first ball. What good captains can do, but in any circumstance. That one cut away to the fielder at backward point. Marty doing the mopping up, so 1 more to the total. Callis just sedate start so far, only 3 deliveries, might look to ramp it up soon. Definitely a different role for Callis, who likes to hit boundaries earlier in her innings, but with the field spread straight away, it's a different task, isn't it? Another ball cut to the fielder and another dot ball. Poya Ganesh doing the mopping up. A little bit of a fumble, but that's okay. No single conceded, and a bit of pressure on Callis, just getting stuck a little bit in this different role. 1 off 5 now. Again, another nice cut shot, but Poya Ganesh, there's a little bit of a live wire there. 1 off 6. Frustration for Callis, but Delata is ticking. 8 overs complete here at Utrecht Kampong Cricket Club. The score, 8 overs, 58 for 2. Yeah, big thank you to Kampong Cricket Club for hosting this series, and also VRA Cricket Club in Amstelveen. We did the first game of the series was actually fixtured for there, but it was washed out last Saturday. Feels like a while ago. Bit of a different sort of format. 1 game at a different ground and 4 at this one. Thankfully, both cricketing boards were able to organise another match on the rest day, so it's turned into a 4-match series, which I think everyone's happy about. Looking at that field, just wondering if Delata's thinking of a sweep shot here. There is some value behind square on the leg side if she's able to get it away. Not with that line, that's really well bowled. Pushed into a gap, and it'll just be a single. As Kadali will do the mopping up. Good fight back this from USA, and this is what's impressed me the most this week about this young team. Every time they're up against it, they fight back. There's a lot of ticker in this lineup. That's a really good delivery. Callis able to hit the gap. Just the one, but Callis definitely being choked a little bit here out in the middle. Not really flying. 2 off 7, uncharacteristic. You see Delata there just looking behind square on the leg side. There is big value if she is able to get a sweep shot out. But the line is very, very good. That ball actually takes a bit of a bobble. Hard luck for USA. Good bit of fielding, however. Dingra does the mopping up, and they'll get back for 2. You have a look at that field. With the deep mid on very straight, a straightish mid-wicket, there's one fielder just at square leg and a fielder at deep sort of mid-wicket. So if you are able to get it behind square, you would get a lot of value. Not easy to bowling like that, though. Marty's found some really nice rhythm. Flighted sort of delivery. Punch down the ground for a single. Delator looking the more fluent of the two at the moment. As another over is complete. Netherlands 63 for 2, 9 overs down. I'm sure the players will be given a drink after this over. So probably the last over before drinks. An aggressive stroke. Good shot in the gap. Callis should turn and go here, and you'd imagine she would quite comfortably. So 2 more to the total. Delator, the captain of the Netherlands, staring down the barrel of her 7th T20I 50. Healthy strike rate in the 90s as always. But the last sort of 18 months, I would say, has had a real purple patch with the bat. Oh, bit of an appeal for stumped, and it's going to be gone. Well, obviously just left her ground a little bit and given out from the square leg umpire. It was a positive appeal from the keeper. And that was Patwadan who did the good work. And another wicket will go to this very talented right arm off spinner, Priya Singh. And it's a wicket right on drinks. So a huge moment in the game. Delator, who was maybe thinking about a 50, in the end will be out stumped. Priya Singh picks up a second. And with that, very much game on out here in Kampong. It means Rabeen Raik will come out at number 5, and all the players will go for a well-earned drink because it is a very warm day here. Babette Delator goes for a well-made 43 of 33 to score 65 for 3 now. We'll be back in a couple of minutes after the drinks break. Welcome back. We've just concluded a very quick drinks break. 30 degrees here in the Netherlands, so you can understand a bit of respite for all the players. Good to see the fans who have rolled out today as well. Here for all the cricket action. There's more than that as well, just off your camera screen there. So An early drinks break because of the wicket of Delata. Stumped. Very good work from the keeper. Just must have dragged that foot out a little bit. And very, very smooth hands. Big wicket. Rabeen Wright comes in at number 5. Hasn't had the series she would like. She's a very talented batter though. As I always say, look out for Rabeen Wright's running between the wickets. Extremely good at stealing runs and finding twos here and there. But all credit must go to this very talented bowler from the USA, Priya Singh. Has had the ball on a string in every game, it feels like, and takes wickets for fun. It's a nice drive down the ground. Shouts of 2. I don't think so this time. They'll have to settle for the single. So with that wicket, it puts a little bit of pressure on the Dutch middle order. Callis hasn't really found full flight just yet. Nice little drop into the offside. Great pitches that, just rolling the hands and pushing it to the left of cover for an easy single. I think being realistic from what I've seen with the USA batting lineup and the team, if they can keep it under 150, they're a shot. It won't be easy. Anything over 150 I think would be a little bit too tall of an ask, but a 140 or a 145, they're in the game. As we'll race through the over. Priya Singh, fantastic figures, 13 runs I should say, 3 overs, 2 wickets. Also hot for me in the commentary box, in the commentary booth, but it's been a real pleasure to bring you this series. I do enjoy covering the women's game, and I think there's so much talent in the associate world and at the women's level and also the men's level. The Dutch men's with an amazing win yesterday, chasing a score in the 370s. Max O'Dowd with 158 not out. So a good day for Dutch cricket yesterday. As we get back to the action. Positive shot from Callis. I think that one's burst through the fielder. A little bit of frustration. Probably should have been stopped. It's really well bowled. I think this has been a bit of a bowling in partnership, sort of 20, 30 minutes from Amadi and Priya Singh. Consistent spell, and they haven't really offered too much for the Dutch batters. Just choking them a little bit in the middle over phase here. So that one's cut away from Rabeen Wright, and wow, that's been cut harder than I thought. That's going to go away for 4. What a marvellous shot from Rabeen Wright. Wasn't the worst ball you'll ever see from Amadi. Slightly short, if anything. Goes along the carpet for 4. Another boundary to the total. It's been a couple of overs since we've seen a boundary, and that will give Rabeen Wright a fair bit of confidence. On her day, she is extremely dangerous. You see high back lift, hits the ball hard. And clips that one around the corner. Now, Rabeen Wright's quick. Can she steal a second? Well, a little bit of hesitation that time. Good fielding. I think Callis just still trying to find that flow in the innings. It's always different if you've opened your batting most of your life to then be asked to bat in the middle order and start against spins. Always a different challenge. At the moment, just hasn't got the timing going. I do wonder if Callis is maybe thinking about getting inventive here and playing in an audacious stroke. Oh, there it is. There's the audacious stroke, and a little bit of a deep breath. Frustration creeping into this inning so far. It's uncharacteristically slow from Callis. We know how good a player she is. 4 off 11. And USA, I would say, well in this game. As 11 overs are complete. 73 for 3. Once again, a big shout out to everyone from Frogbox who have helped us with the Frogbox Pro. I like the Frogbox Enhanced, actually. That's a good name for it. And everyone at Willow TV to help bring you these games live. All right, it's had enough. Said if you're going to keep flighting it up, I've got to get a little bit more adventurous, and sweeps that one away for a single. Well, hit in the air, hit hard into a gap. Rabine Wright wants to go here. She's quick, but not that quick. It'll only be a single. You're just seeing that sort of shot there from Callis and the bat arc. I think she's realised it's time to go. Not too sure we'll see too many defensive strokes. I think the Dutch realise there's runs on offer out there. It's time to ramp it up. You can see with that shot, it's another positive sweep. And the ground fielding from USA, all series, has been 10 out of 10. Attempted reverse sweep. Priya Singh is going to end here today with some very good figures once again. Bit of a difference maker for this USA team. Oh, there we go. Callis has seen enough, decides to get adventurous, jumps outside the off stump. Good shot. If she had missed that, probably would have been LBW in the end, but lofts it over 45, gets a boundary. Maybe that will ignite the ever dangerous Stir Callis. Nice shot, 4 runs. Width on offer, and he signalled a wide from the umpire. So Priya Singh just looking to close out this spell. It's her last delivery. I'm sure she'd absolutely love to get one more wicket before her day's done with the ball. Won't get the wicket. In fact, it might go to the boundary. Callis finally pierces that gap through the offside. She's been trying on many occasions to hit that gap. This time gets it through and will get 4 for her trouble. So a boundary to end, but a lot of credit must go to Priya Singh. Good figures, 2 for 25. The Dutch are more positive over that time with the 2 boundaries. 12 overs complete, 85 for 3. See the 2 dugouts there, probably contrasting dugouts at the moment. The Dutch seem quite calm. USA's coaching staff, I'm sure, would love a win, but had a good chat with them last night. They've seen a lot of positives that they'll take away from this series. I think for me, one name in particular, Poya Ganesh, the keeper. I love the way she goes about her batting as well, and it's definitely one to look out for in the coming years. As Amadi looks like will bowl a 4-over spell also. Fair enough, only gone for 18 off the 3 overs. A little bit short and, well, swept away. Big pocket of space. They could run 3 here. Callis is quick. It should come back. Will come back. The throw's not too bad, but Callis will make it. So definitely different intent here from the Dutch. I think they've realised it's time to really get going. Nice shot from Rabine Wright, who saw the hole. Just swept it round the corner. A little bit of a drag down and spliced through the hole there at backward point. That could go to the rope, you know, and it will. So a definite ramp up from the Dutch batters. 3 boundaries in the last 5 balls, including a 3. And all of a sudden, that run rate looking a lot healthier. Callis just finding her groove. 3 boundaries in her last few deliveries. And out of all the batters in this lineup, if she gets going, look out. We saw yesterday with a marvellous 80. That one now swept around the corner. That could go for 4. There's a fair bit of wood on that. Will it trickle into the rope? It won't. Will there be 3? I think there will be. Rabin Reich's quick and another 3. So the floodgates have opened now. Netherlands cashing in, looking for a big total under the blistering sun. Callis now striking above 100's caught up really quickly. Look out for her in the blast and the 100 later this year. Professional cricketer these days, travelling the world and doing a fantastic job representing the Dutch. That'll be another single into the gap. So more intent here from the Netherlands after a good period of play. From USA. USA just have to be a little bit careful here not to let it get away too much. Almost on 100 now. Nice looking punch sort of off the back foot straight and just one more to the total. Takes them on to 97. So you'd have to think once they get to that 100 mark with at least 7 overs remaining or around about 7 overs and wickets in hand and the dangerous Overdyke in the lineup, Iris Willing, it really will be go time. See if they can get up to that 160 region. Another sweep shot around the corner. Doesn't beat 45 this time. Good bit of fielding from the captain. Shudasama. That's another over complete here at Utrecht. The Dutch building nicely. 98 for 3. So it looks like we're going to get a bit of a bowling change and after the spinners have done a fair job of sort of stemming the tide somewhat. Looks like we're going to go back to pace. There's a nice shot under the marquee. Some of the supporters keeping cool. Make sure you get the sunscreen and the zinc on today. Yeah, looks like we're going to go back to a little bit of seam now, and I think it's probably the right call. Kadali's going to come in from the city end. Tough time to come into bowl with 2 batters now set at the crease. 21 for Callis, 13 for Reich. Oh, and I think that's a wicket first ball. It is. There's the edge, and what a start to the spell. Kadali goes bang, wicket. Good catch from the keeper, Patwadan, who's come into the lineup with a stumping and a catch. And USA pick up a pretty crucial breakthrough. Rabin Reich just started to get going. Unfortunately, it's going to be unlucky 13 for Rabin. Kadali with the wicket, the score 98 for 4. Good to see this. It looks like Frederique Overdyke's going to come in for her first hit of the series. Has been patiently waiting and gets a good opportunity here to playing an innings of substance. Plenty of time left to come out and make a good score. So Overdyke will partner Callis. You've still got Iris Willing in that lineup to come as well, who gives it a fair fair clatter. So good luck to Overdyke on her first game of the series. But good response from Kadali. Yesterday wasn't the best day with the ball for Kadali, and to come back, pick up a wicket first ball will give her a lot of confidence, and also give Chudasama a bit of belief, the captain, that might be able to bowl Kadali for a long spell. Shorter ball outside the off stump. Positive start from Overdyke, who keeps on the carpet. Uncharacteristic misfield, but it won't result in any extra runs. As the ball gets fired into the Kadali's shins, that hurts. Oh, cut in the air. Shouts of catch. No one's catching that. It's going to beat backward point. It's going to fly for 4. So width on offer. Callis catches up with it beautifully and times it nicely enough. It was catchable height, but wide of the fielder. Callis has really caught up now. Was a little bit behind the 8 ball to start the innings, but has found the groove, maybe the pace of the wicket. Danger signs for USA. If Callis keeps going, could get this team up to a very big total indeed. Good response, nice ball, well played. Good aggressive running. Very good response from Kadali. Just timed that line up just enough. And a big appeal, big appeal. Kadali was certain. Not too big appeal from the keeper. Wasn't too sure. Was there a noise? That man was put under pressure. Pimblit. Big shake of the head though. I have to admit, live, I didn't really see a deflection or hear a snick through the effects mic. You can see Kadali just getting a little bit of extra bounce when she gets in the right area. Bit of hesitation that time, yes, no, maybe. So Overdyke, obviously first hit of the series. I'm sure there's some nerves there. Good over from Kadali, picks up a crucial wicket. The over only goes for 6 after 14. Netherlands 104 for 4. I'm sure the Dutch, in an ideal world, would like to go around that 9 and over from here. I think if Callis ends up batting through the innings, they'll fancy their chances at a few more. There's Neil McRae, the Dutch coach. He's just getting the cones out, I'm sure, warming up the bowlers and getting ready for the innings break and get his fielding unit ready as the captain will come back into the attack. Chudasama starts with the dot ball, well bowled. Another flighted delivery straight to backward point. So the captain's been very good today at just hanging that ball outside the off stump, making sure the Dutch aren't able to really hit it on the leg side too easily. That's a good bit of fielding. It might result in 2, you know. That's a bit of hard luck. Throw comes in. Direct hit. Would have been close, but good aggressive running from the Netherlands. They're going to get 2. It's a bit of hard luck there for USA. That was a good bit of ground fielding, but the ball bobbled away into a pocket of space. Oh, nice shot from Callis. Uses her feet, hits that pretty firmly. Overdyke will think about the second, but just the one. I think Callis obviously is the key to what this total ends up on. We saw yesterday in the closing 2 overs, actually she was able to take the last 2 overs for 30 runs in total. Overnight goes for a bit of a slog sweep, and well, the wicket is pretty true, but you can see all batters have actually taken a little bit of time, besides maybe a bit delayed to get going. Captain still making a couple of changes to the field. Callis gets out the blocks quickly here. Going to come back for 2. Great running, good shots from our cameraman, Joe. Good aggressive running just to the right of the fielder. Went straight away. So another over complete. Good over though for USA. Just that wicket of Rabin Reich slowed the run rate somewhat. 109 for 4. 5 overs to go. Important moments in the game. Callis on your screen there. If she bats through, 160, 170 is possible. If she's get dismissed now, USA will still be harbouring hopes of a score under 150. So Kodali to continue. It's a nice looking stroke through the offside. It would be just the single. I think with such a long batting lineup, the Netherlands, they have a bit of a licence to throw the hands at it now. Obviously, Hannah Land here coming back into the lineup. I've seen hit the ball pretty easily as well over the top, as that one's lofted over the top. Look out for the spin. Overdyke looking to play an adventurous shot. Gets a bit lucky there, really. Could have easily ballooned up to anyone in the inner ring. Just one more to the total. It's been good fight again from USA. This has been the story of the series. Every time they've sort of been up against it or behind the 8 ball in the field, they've found a way to find some dots and pick up some wickets. Another nice cut shot. That might be in the gap, you know. Will result in a single. They've just moved third a little bit more around, so it's almost like a deep backward point, really. It's been an important spell from Kodali, who was hit around a little bit yesterday, but it's been a super response. In the air, shouts a catch. Well, you're not going to catch that, though. Goes through the gap. Confidence building shot from Overdyke. Over pitched. Got every piece of that. 4 runs through the offside. Good batting. Wasn't the worst ball you'll ever see. Just a bit over pitched, and well, at this level, if you do bowl a half volley, these batters are more than good enough to hit the gaps and get the full reward. Shorter ball this time. Good effort in the inner ring. I think it's going to result in 2, though. Gets into the gap. So 2 more to the total. Overdyke just starting to find her floats. Taken a few batters today. A couple of deliveries to maybe find the pace of the wicket. And then that confidence builds and they can get the ball 360 around the ground as another over has been raced through. Getting through the overs quite quickly, USA. 16 overs down. 118 for 4. If they're able to go at 10, 10 and 10, the Dutch, they'll be happy with their day's work so far. They will give them a total of 158. Oh, down the ground. That is a beautiful shot. Shot of the day, and it's going to be caught. Well, not shot of the day. I couldn't see mid-off. I thought mid-off was in the ring. I got that completely wrong. What a brilliant bit of work. USA with a fantastic catch. I was for certain that I saw mid-off in the ring. It was actually cover in the ring. And in the end, Callis will have to make a long walk back. All credit to USA's fielding. A nice safe catch. And it means Ira Swilling will come to the crease. Inside out. Looking to go probably then more over cover. But mid-off was back. And USA just keep on fighting. Pugliadala with the catch. A fantastic catch running to her left. Definitely game on out here. USA with another good response. Callis will have to go back to the sheds. Good time to pick up a wicket, really, with the dangerous Callis looking to step it up. Ira Swilling's a player that has been used in a different role of late. Was opening the batting last summer with Heather Seeger's injury, but is being used now as a little bit more of a finisher, a closer to the innings. So Swilling coming out now to the middle with only 23 balls remaining in the innings. Is definitely the type of player that you would want to finish an innings. Can hit the long ball. Some just reward for the captain, Chudasama. Deserves a wicket. Really has bowled well most of the series and captained well also. Was chipped into a pocket of space. Shouts of two. Don't think so this time. Shetty will do the mopping up, and another good example of some good ground fielding by USA. That really was a fantastic catch. My apologies for not spotting the deep mid-off. It just must have tracked back in between overs, but Callis will be super disappointed. It was the time to really cash in. I think Chudasama doesn't spin the ball too much, but very, very crafty with the amount of different flight and air she'll give the Kookaburra ball. Sometimes we'll bowl a bit of an arm ball, and other times give it a lot of air. Sometimes give it a bit of flight. Tight single. I'll get through pretty comfortably in the end though. One hoik straight to sort of a very square mid-wicket, you'd have to say, but it'll be another dot ball. And what a brilliant over. Considering this is the 17th, it's actually only going to go for 2 runs, in fact. So another sign that USA keep fighting hard and finding wickets at the right time. Overdyke and Swilling at the crease have a bit of work to do. 17 overs down, 120 for 5. I think I mentioned maybe 8 or 9 overs ago. If anything's under 150, they have a shot. If it balloons out to 160, I think I'd find it hard to see USA getting a win here. Anything under 150 plays, though. It only takes one batter to stand out and make a good score. As it looks like Shetty has been handed the ball. Has 2 overs left, so he could complete the spell from the city end here. 2 overs, 1 for 24. Took a wicket off the first ball of the day of Heather Seegers, and had to bowl to a very rampant Babette Delator today, who looked in very good form. Bit of a shorter ball, swatted down to deep mid-off. See, third in the ring, fine leg in the ring, square in the ring, cover point and cover. So you've got a deep mid-on, a deep mid-wicket. Deep cover and a deep mid-off. Any edge or any ball that gets flicked behind square, there's definitely some value. Oh, Ira Swilling picks that field perfectly. What a shot that is. Well, that will be shot of the day. There's Sabir, high performance manager for the women's. Does the fielding with the left hand. What a shot from Iris Willing. And that's what Iris Willing can do. Crafty batter, but has power. And that's just good cricket IQ. Looked at the field, realised no one behind square on the leg side. Huge gap if you can get it up and over. And used the pace, and that's exactly what she did. Good batting. Well, wants to do it again. Shouts a catch this time. Going to land in a pocket of space. Willing should track back for 2. And will get back for 2. Good aggressive running. And well, it's a different sort of role for Iris Willing. Coming out at number 6 and 7 in this team after opening for a year. I thought did a really good job as an opener in the power play with the absence of Heather Seegers. But adding this sort of flair at the back end is pretty crucial. Gets a bit funky with the feet again. Hits that a long way. And I'll have to see from the umpires. That's going to be signalled 6. What a shot from Zwilling. That has been crunched. Really crunched. That's a big boundary out there. You can see a bit of a smile on the face. And that's what I'm talking about. Has long levers. What a shot from Iris Willing, who I think's got more than enough potential to play franchise cricket around the world. That is a marvellous strike from the tall Dutch batter, who will come in, open the bowling in probably 20, 30 minutes' time, and is one of the better strikers of a cricket ball and better bowlers of a cricket ball you'll see. That is a huge hit for 6. So seeing some of that power that she possesses. I'm sure if I'm a franchise coach, manager, maybe even owner, you've got to be looking at Iris Willing. You really have to be. Great bit of fielding from Shetty. That's really good work off her own bowling. Saves a certain 1, maybe even 2. Yeah, having that natural power is something that not too many players have in the women's game, and you got to have timing as well. We saw it there. Drags this one to the leg side. Doesn't get it anywhere near the middle of the bat. Good work again from the captain, Trudasama. Always 100% effort from the skip. He'll land a good over for the Netherlands. 2 boundaries in it. Actually go for 14. Shetty's gone for quite a few now. 18 overs bowled, 134 for 5. I think I'd be tempted if I'm the captain to maybe try find if there's any more options for spin. I'd say the Dutch today against the pace have looked pretty good, and against the spin being a little bit stuck. Iris Willing on your screen. The kookaburra in hand, the white zinc. Just played a season in Australia and Adelaide. So it looks like Kadali's going to be given the nod to bowl the last over from the pavilion end. Good figures so far, 15 for 1, 1 for 15. Big ask to finish here though. Zwilling punches nicely down the ground. Shouts of 2. I don't think Overdyke's going to get back and won't be able to hit too firmly to deep it off. So Overdyke's been there for a while now. 1 boundary to her name. Oh, that's high in the air, skewed away, just off your screen there. Sprawling dive, probably got a hand to it just. I think it'll be just the 2. They'll think about a third, but 2 more to the total. That was, I won't say a full chance, maybe a quarter chance, not even a half chance. Was always tracking back and just got a fingertip to it. Good delivery, really good delivery. Pretty much a Yorker there, only jarred out from Overdyke. Top ball, good over this from Kadali. Oh, gets that one all wrong. Keep your eye on the square leg umpire. Was that going to be a no ball? Have a look here. It's going to be signalled 4. Square leg. Doesn't signal no ball. That must have been close. Nevertheless, it's going to be 4 for Overdyke. I only get one look at it. Unfortunately, no access to replays this week, but that did feel like that was pretty high. It doesn't matter. Overdyke will get it away for 4, but it means that the next ball won't be a free hit. Driven along the carpet now. And once again, the captain, Tridasama, saves a couple. Netherlands getting the finish they would have liked. Oh, and this time it's been hosed to deep mid-wicket. Good catch. What a good catch. Well, fantastic bit of fielding. Once again, USA, their catching today has been right on song. That's Jessica Mary with Willith Gamawa with the catch. That's a really nice strike, but catchable height. That's cricket. One mistake, and your day is done. USA fighting hard today. Another wicket goes. And the Netherlands under the pump a little bit, just a little bit, trying to break the shackles and get above that 150, but an excellent catch out there. As it means Caroline de Lange will come to the crease. And we get into the final stanza of this first innings. 142 for 5. 142 for 6, I believe, sorry. Overdyke goes. That was a really nice strike, but Swilling, sorry. But if you hit in the air, you always run that little bit of a risk. So it'll be interesting to see who comes in to bowl the last over. Will they stick with the seam up? It looks like they're going to. Hasn't been the most positive of days for Shetty. A wicket off the first ball, but after that has found the going pretty tough. Hit down the ground. Nice shot from Overdyke. Got a fair piece of it. It's going to pick out deep mid off. So just the one. A good last over here for USA. And if they can keep it around that 150 margin, I think they'll be pretty happy with their efforts on a pretty true batting surface. As Caroline de Lange will get her first delivery. Caroline very strong through backward point. Good at sort of running the ball down and cutting it late. Not too sure she'll get too much width on offer here though. No width on offer at all, so that'll just be a single. Been a bright little innings this from Overdyke, who's been patiently sitting on the sidelines the first few games. Never easy when you're not in the starting 11, you get given the last game of the series. You really want to perform and has done a good job here. Hit along the ground. Try and get back for 2. They'll get back. Good running. So 2 more to the total. One more boundary here will get them above that 150 mark. Oh, it gets funky. Gets a bit of bat on that, racing away. Won't go to the boundary. They should get back for a comfortable 2 again. Good work from Overdyke, realising fine leg, square leg in the ring. Good value if you can get the ramp or the scoop out. Definitely a modern day shot that all batters have in their repertoire. down the ground this time, in the air. And what a catch! Wow, fantastic catch. USA's fielding today, especially with the high balls, have been 10 out of 10. And great work from Joe, our camera guy, to get that. That is a serious catch from Priya Singh. High fives all round, big smiles. You got to love this USA team. Their energy and the way they go about it is fantastic. Overdyke has to make the long walk back and probably feels like on another day there would have been runs, but another seriously good catch. Sensational work. It's maybe the fourth or fifth brilliant outfield catch we've seen. It all started off the first ball of the innings. Puya Ganesh took a hanger at point, but that is seriously good fielding as we get down to the crescendo, really. Last ball time. Land here has one to do something. Inside edge onto leg. It'll just be a single. And in the end, Netherlands will be kept, I will say, kept to 149. They'll be happy enough, but USA deserve all the plaudits, I think, for the way they apply themselves. And great to see, after dropping a few on day one, how far they've improved in a couple of days. And if you're watching from around the world, keep this young group together because the sky's the limit for this young USA team. Fielding wins games of cricket. Top effort, 149. Shetty takes 2 wickets in the end. Babette Delator starred with the bat a little bit earlier. But we definitely have game on at Kampong if USA can have a good power play. Rabin Wright with a quick score in the teens as well. Stur Callis looked good. The middle order doing a fair job. I think the Dutch will feel maybe left 10 runs short. Iris Willing's wicket was pretty massive. But overall, a good contest between bat and ball as we will go to the innings break. We'll be back in around 10 to 15 minutes' time for the run chase in our final innings of this series. So do join us back in 15 or so minutes. And it's a bye for now. Hello everybody and welcome back. We're at the halfway stage of our fourth T20I between USA and the Netherlands. These two teams have been going at it for over a week now. Obviously we had a lot of earlier rain in the series, but thankfully the sun has been shining at the crescendo of this series. We've been able to get 4 games in. At the halfway stage of game 4, Netherlands 149 for 7. Babette Delater top scoring with 43, Ster Callis 31, Frederique Overdijk with a very good 24, Phoebe Molkenball with 16, Gitika Kadali, who became the most capped player for USA women's cricket, took 2 for 23, and Ritu Priya Singh 2 for 25. So the players have made their way back to the middle. We're all set to go. Looks like Iris Willing will have the ball in hand. Babette Delater, the captain, making sure she gets all the fielding angles right. And it'll be a tall order for the USA team, but don't count them out just yet. Here we go, ball number 1 in the run chase. That's a nice positive strike. Through backward point, Silver Seeger will do the mopping up. They'll get back for a pretty comfortable 2 in the end. Well, there you go. It looks like we've had a shoe blowout. Don't often see that. So I'm pretty sure that'll be a 2 and a shoe. You don't often see that. Ster Callis obviously helping out. Lucky didn't accidentally lose her footing there, Dingra, running without the shoe on. Bit of comedy cricket to start the second innings, but nice stroke, nice positive stroke. Make sure you get those laces tied on, or maybe it's the Velcro strapping. So 2 runs to start the second innings. Iris Willing, with that nice cameo in the first innings, hit the ball quite nicely. Bowled exceptionally well yesterday. Got the ball to swing around corners. And big appeal, big appeal. Delater very confident. Callis confident. It's Willing confident. A shake of the head from the umpire. I didn't see anything myself. Didn't hear anything in the effects mic or too much of a deflection. Full delivery, lovely looking drive, straight to Heather Seegers, who will do the mopping up at mid-off. Missed out today, Heather Seegers, with the bat, but we'll be looking to have an impact with the ball. I think the power play pretty much dictates where this game goes. USA just haven't been able to have a big power play in the series, really. And there's that lovely bit of swing from Iris Willing. Usually in the Dutch setup, she'll bowl 2 or 3 overs on the trot to start and then hold back 1 over for the death. Yesterday, due to the amount of movement she was getting, Babette Delater actually opted to bowl 4 overs on the bounce. High in the air, shouts of catch. Rabin Reich just doesn't get back. And a little bit of a finger tipper, if anything. I think for a brief moment would have been heart in mouth for Dingra, but gets away with it. So just the 1. Does mean that Puggy Adala will get an opportunity here. Lefty-righty partnership to start's always nice. Just runs that one into the backward point region. Look out for Hannah Land here, who's in the lineup today with her pace also. Definitely be used in the middle overs. I think expect some spin to come on now, and it looks like in the background there you can see Lily Hamilton has got the cap off and will open the bowling. They've been going with Lily Hamilton bowling 1 at the top, then Heather Seegers comes in, bowls 1, and then Lily bowls another 1 at the back end of the power play. So the Dutch sticking to their plans. At the end of the first over, 3 for none. Got a nice message from Lily Hamilton's father last night. Much appreciated. As he's been tuning in and obviously following his daughter's debut tour. Danny Hamilton, good afternoon or good evening in Australia. Hope you're enjoying the action again today. That's a nice looking shot though, inside out over cover. That's a brilliant bit of batting. Not the worst ball you'll ever see, but a difficult cricket stroke that. Inside out, over cover, 4 runs. Thanks for coming. Lily Hamilton's had a good series so far. Has bowled quite tidily and definitely added another layer to this Dutch team with her control with the ball and also a live wire in the field. Gets that one a little bit wrong down the leg side. Not signalled wide from Pimfleet, the umpire. Must have got a little bit of pad on the way through. There's that miserly line and length from Hamilton, who's been entrusted with bowling 2 overs traditionally in the power play, split overs, and then coming back in the middle overs and also bowling a little bit at the death. Very good length. Has found the length consistently more often than not. Big appeal, gone. Lily Hamilton has another T20I wicket. Full straight, played around that, and that looked pretty adjacent from our angle. The Dutch pick up an early wicket, and Lily Hamilton continues her good debut series for the Dutch in the orange colours. USA lose an early one, that's a shame. Dingra looked good. Does put pressure on that USA batting lineup. The score now 7 for 1. New batter coming in for USA. Priya Singh gets the opportunity at 3. Priya's had a really good tournament with the ball. Hasn't maybe made the run she would have liked. I would have been tempted to give Pooya Ganesh a go at 3. I think Pooya Ganesh is very talented. In the end, it's a successful over for the Dutch nonetheless. Hamilton picks up her first. 2 overs complete, 7 for 1. Harris willing to continue. That dressing room just needs one of these batters to get in and get them going. They've got the talent, just got to put together a really good 10 over sort of section. Oh, so that's a thick inside edge and a little bit of luck that time. Another full delivery, a little bit of hesitation between the wickets as it'll be another dot ball. And this is where USA need to be careful. Don't want to let that rate balloon out. They've got to stay thereabouts, especially in the power play while the field's in. Try and find a few gaps out there. Not easy when you get disciplined bowling like this. Nira Swilling isn't going to give you any width. She's going to keep swinging it into these stumps. I think that'll be a dot ball. There's one thing about Zwilling and her bowling. She's not afraid to throw in the bumper. It's worked for her in the series. She's been able to pick up a couple of wickets with it. But it's a good start for the Dutch again with the ball. Oh, beats the bat this time. The old 1-2 card trick, short then full. That's why Zwilling's a dual threat. You can see with that power hitting in the first innings to close the innings out with that monstrous 6 on the leg side, and then comes in and bowls a very, very good heavy length and gets the ball to talk. Probably moves the ball the most out of all the Dutch bowlers through the air. That's going to be another plain miss as that one holds its line and goes across. Paliadala, who is 0 off 7, unfortunately. It's a maiden for Zwilling. I think they might bowl her 4 at the top again as the over is complete. 3 overs down, 7 for 1. I think we'll see Heather Seegers come into the attack now. And this is sort of how the Dutch have been setting up in the power play in every game. Hamilton bowls 1, Seegers comes in, bowls the next from the city end, and then Hamilton will come back and bowl the last over of the power play, or 5th over of the power play from that end also. So Heather Seegers, who missed out with the bat today, will come in, and I'm sure look to bowl that stump-to-stump line as per usual. It's a bit more like it, looking to get on with it, but straight to the fielder. Just feel that USA sort of falling into that trap again with the run rate. There's some width, and that will get through. That's good. That's positive. Overdyke will do the chasing. That outfield has quickened up considerably. Well, the sun is baking here in the Netherlands, and that just kept running away. And at the start of the summer, we had some extreme heat in the Netherlands, a bit of a heat wave for 3 weeks, and all the outfields in the country just got rapid. And there's a good example. That just kept on going. Nice shot for 4. Oh, there's an edge. Good intent, though. You ride your own luck, and that'll test the outfield again. A little bit slower this time. Can they get back for 3? No, they'll settle for the 2. Better from Priya Singh. I know it's not out the middle of the bat, but has a responsibility batting at number 3, coming out in the power play to be aggressive, and sometimes you've got to ride your luck. A little bit of luck that time. 2 more to the total. Gone down the leg side for a wide. Yeah, if they can try and end this power play in the 30s, I'll give them some confidence. You can see Mert van den Raad and Van der Woning doing the 12th and 13th duties today. I guess the one thing when you're playing the Netherlands, a very disciplined bowling group and fielding group, know their angles well and won't give up too many loose deliveries. Well, that's high in the air. Shouts of catch and caught. Great catch from Callis, who tracks back and holds on to it. Not easy when you have to turn and go over your right shoulder. The Dutch supporters in the background love it. And that's a wicket for Heather Seegers as number 2 will go down. USA in a bit of bother here. 14 for 2. Seegers picks up a wicket off her last delivery. And another good catch. The standard of fielding today has been exceptional from both sides. So it does mean the captain, Aditya Chudasama, will come out at number 4. Hit her first international 50 yesterday. Really batted beautifully, and they're going to need more of the same from the skipper, who's taken on a lot of responsibility in this team. Not easy for USA. I think that's probably been the tail of the tape. They've been able to match the Dutch, I'd say, with certain aspects of the fielding and with the ball in hand. It's probably just the batting which there's a bit of a gap between the two nations. Pagliadala needs to get one away. Well, high in the air, shouts a catch once more, and that's going to be caught also. Heather Seegers holds on to it. Tough time for Pagliadala today. It's going to be a duck off 8. And Zwilling picks up another wicket. Big smiles. Her first. 3 down now. USA and a lot of sort of bother. As the Dutch smiles ring true here at Utrecht. Kampong Cricket Club, centre of the country. That means Kadali will come out at number 5. Special day for Geetika Kadali, becomes the most capped player in women's cricket in the Netherlands and for the USA in their history. So congratulations to her. Bowled well today. Definitely has a wide array of strokes. We've seen some audacious batting from Kadali in the series. Gets an opportunity up the order. Number 5, but at 14 for 3. The writing's on the walls early here. So it looks like a couple of changes in the field. They're actually going to put a third and a fine leg back due to those sort of audacious ramps and reverse flicks and bring deep cover up. So 2 fielders behind the wicket. Babette Delayed has definitely done her analytics. Nice shot. He's going to go straight to third. Caroline DeLange will look to cut the angle off. The old one-handed pickup keeps it to 1. Good fielding. What a delivery that is from Zwilling. There's that natural shape that she gets. Always I'd be tempted with Iris Zwilling to have a catcher behind the wicket. I know it's T20 format. It's not so traditional to have slips and catches behind the wicket too often, but I just think the way she moves the ball, I'd be really tempted to have a second slip in or even a hovering sort of third. Dropped into the leg side, but a yes, no, maybe this time. Be a dot ball. Well, in the air, shouts of catch and another top catch. The fielding today from both teams has been fantastic, and Heather Seegers this time has held on to a brilliant catch at mid-off, diving forward, and you can understand the big smiles from the Dutch national team. They are matching the USA with their catching, and Heather Seegers takes a blinder. USA running out of steam at the back end of this series. 15 runs on the board, 4 wickets down, but all credit goes to the Netherlands here. What a standard of catching we've seen today from both nations. Unfortunately, a couple of too many early wickets this time for USA. As the Netherlands and Zwilling in particular has outstanding figures, 2 for 4. So Iris Zwilling might be thinking of a big bag of wickets today. Wilith Gamamawa, who will come out now and has a monumental job to do. Not easy, considering how confident this Dutch fielding unit is at the moment. Another good over complete. 5 overs down, 15 on the board, but the wickets column 4 wickets down. USA with a pretty big mountain to climb. As it looks like Lily Hamilton will come back and sort of stick to that set play that Dutch like to do. Her and Heather Seegers splitting their overs. So Hamilton 1 wicket, Seegers 1 wicket, and Zwilling 2 wickets, sharing the celebrations today. Let's hit away to the offside. Bit of a skew drive that time. It'll just be a dot ball. Yeah, bit of a rock and a hard place this for the Dutch. For the USA, I should say. Need to get on with it, but also don't want to be bundled out too sheepily. Great hands from Delator down the leg side, signalled wide. Oh, down the ground again. Oh no, I can't believe it. It's going to be run out at the non-strikers end. That's the second of the series. Well, Lily Hamilton gets her hands down to try and stop the ball. It flicks the fingers. And that's a brutal way for Wilith Gamawa to be dismissed. It's going to be a first ball duck actually. That is rough. Sometimes Mother Cricket is on your side and sometimes it's not. And that's just a bit of hard luck. Yes, maybe backing up a little bit too much, but I always feel for batters that dismissed that way. Lily Hamilton won't mind. The Dutch won't mind. But that's the second of the series, actually. Murph van den Raad was dismissed that way yesterday. And we're straight back into it. New batters raced out there in no time at all. That's going to be swept straight to Caroline DeLunga. Poya Ganesh did not mess about. He's almost charged out there. That's a nice positive stroke. I think that this run chase obviously hasn't worked out the way they would have liked, but I'm sure USA would love to save face a little bit, make a competitive score. All credit must go to the Dutch, though. They've just been all-round, very well-drilled team, especially in the field and with the ball. I love watching Poya Ganesh bat. For me, Poya Ganesh, in her development as a cricketer, will eventually get up the order. I think it's batting way too low in this lineup. You can even just see with that first stroke, confident down the ground, punching a 1. I think over time could become the national number 3 even. And Kadali, not messing about, still looking to be positive. Lily Hamilton will get through that over with a run out to her name. And USA in a bit of strife here. Admittedly, 18 runs on the board, 6 overs complete, 5 wickets down. Don't think they're going to be too pleased with the scorecard, but sometimes you've got to tip your hat to the opposition. Be interesting to see if Ira Swilling will bowl 4 here. She did yesterday, and well, the tall Dutch quicks walking to the crease, got the hat off and maybe saying to Babette Delator, I am bowling 4. So Iris willing to continue. Just dropped into the offside for a dot. Yeah, Poya Ganesh, very young in her international career, but has a good strike rate in T20Is and is a busy sort of cricketer. You can see there, turns a heavy length ball into a bit of something and is going to get 2 for her reward. And yeah, a good chat with the coaching staff this morning from USA. Just said they love her intent and looking to score, always looking to score. That's a prime example there. Not the worst ball, but steers it around the corner. Only 17 years old as well. That time, little clip into the hole at mid-on and he had another run. So Poya Ganesh starting positively again. And this is probably the partnership where if they can stick together for an extended period, maybe they'll do something incredible. Yeah, Geetika Kudali's 35th T20I. 9 ODIs, the most capped women's player in their history. Special day. That's high in the air. That looks to absolutely thump it. And I like it. You've got to be brave in this format. Gets a big bit of luck and it flies for 4. Well, if you're going to go out swinging. And these two definitely have the right intent out of the batters in this lineup. They don't give up. They're always throwing hands. As you have a look, some of the supporters out there enjoying what is an extremely hot day in the Netherlands. 30 degrees plus. We probably only get about 10 days a year that are this hot. Oh, here we go. Oh, and goes for the audacious stroke and gets a thick inside edge, which will trickle back onto the off stump. Well, you need a lot of luck when you play a different brand and style of cricket. Unfortunately for Kudali, not this time. It's a thick inside edge which will actually go onto the off stump. And Iris Willing is having a day out with the ball. Big smile on her face, as you can understand. Picks up her 3rd, and USA in all sorts, 25 for 6. The Dutch have done exactly what they wanted to do. Get the runs on the board, take the early wickets. And that's what's happened today, as it looks like Mitali Patwardhan has come to the crease and kept really well earlier. Took the gloves, held on to some catches, a stumping. Would love to make some runs here. First game for US and in the Netherlands, and an opportunity to bat some serious time. I'm sure family and friends tuning in from around the world thought really kept well earlier today, and that let Poya Ganesh go into the field. So definitely one to look out for in the coming years. It's Willing with a lot of shape there. So that is Iris Willing's spell complete. 4 overs, 3 for 11. Could be a player of the match spell that. 3 for 11's extremely impressive. USA on the ropes, obviously. 25 on the board, 6 wickets down and 4 wickets left. 4 good balls from the Netherlands will wrap up a clean sweep series win. So it won't get much easier for USA here, as it looks like Silva Seegers is going to come into the attack with her right arm leg spin. Nice shot from Poya Ganesh, using her feet and just clipping that down the ground. And you can just see that the style of Ganesh and the way she goes about her batting is very proactive. Something that I think the rest of the batting lineup can take something from. It's going to be signalled no ball. Well, maybe just the front foot or maybe the back foot. Not too sure, but that will mean a free hit here for USA. And can they get a boundary off the free hit? I haven't seen too many no balls in the series. That one hit away through the leg side. Won't be able to cash in on the free hit. I think it's the back foot from Silver Seegers. And yeah, umpire Pimvliet didn't call that one. Not so sure. It is a very difficult sort of rule for the umpire to follow. They've got to look at the back foot where it lands. If it can't touch that tram line, the front foot, and then look up and make a decision. Let's have a look at the back foot. Let's keep a close eye on it. Yeah, it's been called. So you can see the umpire just pointing to the line and saying the back foot's actually catching a bit of the line. And if the back foot catches a bit of the line, he's going to call it. So that'll be another free hit. Poya Ganesh gets the immunity cloak, and Silver Seegers just has to try and start watching where she's landing that back foot. We'll have a closer look. That's okay. Stumped, but it's a free hit. And last time I checked the rule book, can't get stumped off a free hit. Good hands from Delata. But yeah, that was a bit better from Silver Seegers. Just you could see, changed her run up and made sure she stayed inside that tram line. Let's have another look. Yeah, that's okay. It's been skewed away through the offside. Poya Ganesh shouts two straight away. Won't be able to get back, just the one. Yeah, difficult for an umpire to spot that. Good officiating from Pimvliet. He was right on top of it. Oh, big appeal. And in the end, it's actually trickled through and gone into the stump. So it's clipped the pad, gone onto off stump, and it will be another wicket as the Dutch are just on song with the ball. Good delivery from Silver Seegers, who responds in the right way after a couple of no balls. And unfortunately for the USA, they're going to lose their seventh. It's not a pretty scorecard today, which is a bit of a shame after all the fight they've put up in the field. 30 for 7 off 7.5. The Dutch on the verge of a clean sweep on home soil. It does give some of the batters in the lower order an opportunity to have a hit. Javana Lee Aras has come out to the middle, the tall left-handed batter who was fantastic with the ball yesterday. 3 for 18. Going to be asked to do a fair chunk of work here with the bat. I think USA obviously aren't going to get to the 150, but small goals, can they still put a good partnership together and some of these lower order batters take something away from this? It's going to be a play and miss to start. So that'll be over complete. 8 overs down. The Dutch in complete control. 30 for 7. I think obviously you look at this scorecard and it's not pretty reading, but there's still, I stand by that there's a lot of positives to take for this USA team. It's a young group, probably average age of 18, 19, and playing away from home in the Netherlands is always going to be a big ask against a team that trains together regularly due to the geographical advantage they have here. And they've definitely shown glimpses in the field and with the ball, and I think you put a few years on this young group with their batting and give them time to develop as batters. The sky's the limit. It's not going to get easy though, because Caroline de Lange is going to come into bowl. Going to start with a fairly flighted delivery. It'll be placed into the big pocket of space and just a 1. Poor Ganesh has looked really good once again. Has only faced a handful of deliveries, but you can see just a busy cricketer. It's a nice positive stroke, hidden into a pocket of space, and well, they'll think about 2, but not this time. Overdyke will do the fielding, just the 1. Caroline DeLunga missed the first 2 games of the series due to work commitments. It's been great to see her back in the Dutch colours. Bit of an appeal, but I'm pretty sure that was bat. Poya Ganesh will look to get back for a second, but we'll have to settle for 1. It's actually quite a good shot with no 45 in place. High reward if you get it off the bat. If you do miss it, might be in a bit of trouble, but got just enough on it in the end. High in the air, shouts of catch. Oh, it's been put down, and that's probably one of the first drops today. Phoebe Molkenball made good ground to that and should have held on to it. Considering the standard of fielding we've seen, that'd be disappointing. Disappointing for Caroline DeLunga, who would have liked a wicket. So first drop I think we've seen today. The fielding's been really good. That'll be a dot ball to end the over. So pretty good start from Caroline DeLunga. Could have easily had her first wicket of the day. There's another over is complete. So it's going to be more trial by spin for USA. Obviously, plenty of spin options in this Dutch lineup. Silver Seegers to continue. Oh, no ball called, and it's going to be that back foot again. Pim Vliet is on top of it, and that means Poya Ganesh is going to get yet another free hit. Silver Seegers just coming on a bit too wide of an angle. So it has to be careful about that back foot. Really good umpiring to spot it. I think that one's pretty close as well. And they'll race away for a couple. Will it be enough to get to the rope? It won't. Watch the umpire's signal. Was there a bit of bat or was it buys? I think it's going to be signalled buys in the end, but Silver Seegers once again has just got to be careful. That back foot has gone really close to that line, and I think on that occasion might have got, maybe it stayed aerial, just up in the air. That's okay. Yeah, I can't recall any other time in the series where she's been getting that close to the tramline, but I believe she bowled from the pavilion end, so this is bowling from the city end right now, and maybe just a different sort of alignment for her. That's okay as well. So it's dragged into the hole at mid-on. They'll get through for 1. One dragged down a little bit. Nice shot through the leg side. Will just result in the single, but a bit of a partnership growing here, which is good for USA, who Obviously, probably aren't going to go on to win this game, but partnership, take more positives out of it before their next tour. I do wonder if, just with the back foot sort of issues she's had in this bowling innings, Silver Seegers, if it is playing a bit of a mental challenge as well. There's some of the fans staying in the rather testing conditions. Very warm day indeed. Poya Ganesh gets that sweep shot out, and that's brilliant batting. Poya Ganesh has all the talent in the world. Really enjoy watching her bat. We'll get 4 for her troubles, and I think you've got to have a 45 when you're bowling to Poya Ganesh. Good comeback bowl from Silver Seegers. Hasn't been the most fluid spell due to some of the foot trouble, but that'll be over complete. I think that might take us to drinks, actually. It is warm, so the players will go for a bit of a respite, and so will I. We'll be back in probably 5 to 6 minutes for the last 10 overs of this series. Enjoy a drink, enjoy a break, and we'll be back in a few moments' time. So welcome back, everyone. It's the crescendo of this series. It was a 5-match series to start. Obviously, we had a lot of wet weather about a week ago. We lost 2 games as we moved a game onto the reserve day. And thankfully, we've been able to get 4 matches in the end. And Netherlands do look like they're going to go to a 4-0 series victory over USA. But as I mentioned before, I think USA will take a lot of positives of this young team touring as far as they have and coming to this beautiful ground at Kampong Cricket Club in Utrecht. Hasn't been their day today, but they're up against a very well-drilled Dutch outfit who have played some good cricket throughout. So last 10 overs of the fixture. Welcome back. We're live on Willow TV in North America. Also from our enhanced Frog Box in the Netherlands and on YouTube, and I have no idea how that has missed the leg stump. Good delivery. Well, they only run 1 in the end. A little bit, maybe just thinking the ball had triggered away or thinking about the shot, but that'll be 1 by. I don't think Babette de Later can believe that missed the stumps also. So the Dutch are 3 good moments away from wrapping up this series 4-0. I think USA, well, they can get out of this as maybe a nice partnership and not to get bowled out here. Poya Ganesh with a little bit of a shovel shot, if anything, down the ground for a single. Yeah, so it's been great to bring you these pictures via the enhanced Frog Box. I don't think I ever thought that a Frog Box stream would be getting streamed in Willow TV in North America, but here we are. It's a nice looking stroke. It's going to burst through the hands of mid-wicket. Silver Seeger will do the mopping up. And I'll just get back for a single in the end. Oh, that's an adventurous single. That might be one of the tightest one runs I've ever seen. Quite incredible. That was blocked down the middle of the wicket, and Poya Ganesh cheekily said yes, and they got through quite comfortably in the end. I wonder if Babette Delata had a chance to help out. One to the total. Oh, flighted delivery, hit in the air, shouts of catch. Rabin Wright, well, bit of a half volley. I think just pulled the parachute at the last moment. Wasn't too sure whether to dive in or attempt the catch. It turns into a half volley and just the one run. Once again, Poya Ganesh is showing her abilities with the bat. Now, they'll come back for two, maybe. Oh, it's a bit of a yes, no, maybe as the throw comes in. I don't think the two was on that time. Good call in the end from Ganesh as these two have come together at a tough point in the innings, putting up a little bit of fight, which is good to see. So another over complete, 9 overs left in this series. Looks like we're going to get an injection of pace here. And I don't mind that option. I think Hannah Lanty has been brought into the team to sort of add a bit of venom in the middle overs. And with only 3 wickets left, gets an opportunity back into the lineup. It's been sort of alternating with Isabel van der Woning throughout the series. Slingy sort of action, always angling in at the stumps. Nice shot from Poya. It's going to find Hamilton at backward point, who's really been good in the field as well. Great debut series. Another push straight to Hamilton. Yeah, a little bit more about Lily Hamilton from Queensland, obviously in the Brisbane Heat setup, 17 years old. I believe it's a Dutch grandparent on the mother's side. Helped the sort of pathway to a passport and qualification, and has added a lot to this lineup in this series. Look out for her in the coming few years, and in Australia also. Poya Ganesh plays another nice shot through the offside for a single. So it looks like I'm going to change a little bit of the angle here. His land here, come around the wicket, try cramp for room, and does exactly that. So definitely got some pace land here, and as part of that pace battery for the Dutch, Ira Swilling, obviously Van der Woning. Look out for Frederick Overdijk, who probably isn't at the pace of land here, but might come in for a few effective overs a little bit later. Brings that one in, back of a length, and another dot ball. Guess that one a little bit wrong down the leg side. So that'll be wide. Just trying to get into her groove land here. I don't mind the option of coming around the wicket and trying to hone it in at the stumps. Oh, that actually would have been run out. So a little bit of a collision at the non-striker's end where Aras just got into the running line of land here, and Rabin Reich tried to hit the stumps down. That actually would have been out with a direct hit. A little bit of luck, but a lot of credit, I have to say, goes to Aras, who didn't play the first few games, has come into the lineup and definitely showed a bit of ticker with the ball in hand yesterday and fighting hard in the lower order with the bat. So 12 overs complete, 8 overs to go in this series, 54 for 7. There'll be a post-match presentation a little bit later. Won't be live, but look out for the social media of KNCB Cricket, maybe USA Cricket if it does get put on social media and online. It's a positive looking stroke down the ground, and yeah, I think that USA Cricket have a player here in Aras. Definitely the left-handed batter. It always helps in the lineup, and with her bowling also, it could become a dual threat the more she develops as a cricketer. Flighted delivery, and boy, Ganesh is sort of that shovel shot bottom hand coming through, just the dot ball. Oh, gets funky, tries to play that sweep shot, and Caroline DeLunger gets the high fives and the plaudits. Kept it full, kept it straight, and in the end, it will be the 8th wicket. An enterprising 17 for Poya Ganesh, who showed glimpses once again of her talent, but the Dutch have just been too good today on home soil as they look up to wrapping up this series 4-0. Good little innings that from Poya Ganesh, though. She's really stood out all series with the bat. It does mean the lower order will get some substantial time at the crease. Lekha Shetty will come out at number 10, but we're 2 good deliveries away from wrapping this series up. So you'd have to think the Dutch will bring a couple of extra fielders into the ring here and try and wrap this game up. Shetty's first delivery today. It's well played in behind it. And just reward for Caroline DeLunger, who went wicketless yesterday. Pretty rare in her career, but has been a cornerstone and a main feature to this bowling group for many years in the Netherlands. Definitely can get a fair bit of purchase and has a very good wrong and there's that extra bit of flight as it's shoveled doon the ground just for the single. Good fielding by Rabin Reich, and another over is complete. We're racing through here at Kampong Cricket Club in Utrecht, who have hosted both the men's and women's national teams this year. 13 overs complete, 56 for 8. I think a little test for these 2 batters on your screen would be try and bat the innings out if you can and score maybe 4 5s and over. There's the wicket taker. It's a warm day. You can see some very red faces already out there. It's easily the hottest day we've had in the country in quite some time. I'll be enjoying the end of tour post-match, a couple of hours by the local beverage stool at Kampong. Always gracious hosts here. It'll be land here to continue. a good delivery, jarred out in the end. In the right area. That's a nice shot through the gap. Third was in the ring, and that might go all the way to the boundary. It will. So 4 to the total. Nice little bit of batting there. Just goes to show you can always take something out of dire situations. Shetty coming all the way in at number 10, playing a really nice square drive. Using that extra pace. I think the captain, Babette Delator, might be able to bring up maybe deep mid off or one of the boundary riders and have a third in. Land here does get it through. You see just that extra pace again, hitting the bat hard and going to Hamilton at backward point. Well bowled, a little bit of angle in that time. Could be a run-out chance. Direct hit. I think that could be close, you know. Probably needed the direct hit from Iris Willing. In the end, it's going to be signalled not out from our official. That's Malik at square leg. Probably the right decision. Direct hit might have been a different story. Going to be a dot ball to end. So another decent over from Land here, only conceding the boundary in it. 2 overs, none for 7 for her. USA 60 for 8. Looking to try and take a few positives out of this batting innings, the lower order. Be interesting to see when the Dutch go back to their spin from both ends. Must be close. It looks like Caroline DeLunga is going to continue. He's one of those bowlers that once she gets the ball in hand, it's difficult to take it out. Does like bowling 4 in a row, finds that rhythm. Bit of flight this time and looks for the expansive sort of hoik through the leg sides to Callis doing the mopping up. Batted well again today. Callis took her time early in the innings and then sort of found the rhythm. Flighted delivery, well, shouts a catch. I think it's going to be over the top and land in a pocket of space, and that's exactly what happens. Just the one. Ira Swilling was in the ring at mid-off, and Rabin Reich does the mopping up from mid-on. This time, I think it's the wrong and turned around the corner. Shouts of 2. Not going to get it. Land here is quick. Fizzes the throw in. Awkward throw for DeLunga, but won't result in any overthrows. Just one more. Oh, that's a nice looking stroke. It came off the bat well. It's going to go straight to the fielder. So Overdyke out there. The fielding today from both teams has been exceptional, I think, and some really positive catching and exceptional ground fielding. Both teams matching each other's standards, I'd say. Only one sort of blooper a little bit earlier from Malkinbor. Going to be another single down the ground. So lower order, showing a little bit of ticker here and a bit of spine to make sure they keep the Dutch team out in the middle of the field. High in the air, shouts of catch. And Rabin Reich takes it almost AFL style. Running in, was charging in really, and Caroline DeLunga will get a bit more reward for her last ball today. She's going to finish with fantastic figures of 2 for 15. There's the standards we've been seeing all day in the boundary fielders. As that will end the innings for Russ, who will go for a well-made 10. In the side to bowl, showed a bit of belief with the bat, but her time comes to an end as we do get down to the final wicket of the series. Means new batter Marty, who was listed at number 11, probably didn't think we'd get this much of an opportunity with the bat. Yeah, it's not the greatest looking scorecard. It's just not been their day today with the bat, USA. It is difficult when you come up against a team that's so disciplined with the ball and don't really give you the boundary ball too often. So one more bit of brilliance in the field will wrap this series up for the Netherlands. That won't be it. That's going to be a wide down the leg side. It's been a good series from Captain Delator, has marshalled her troops perfectly and made some important runs also. Another dot ball. Can land here, get her first wicket of the day. All the bowlers have bowled really well, been effective. Just off the top of my head, I think every bowler's picked up a wicket. So if Lantier is able to get one as well, really shares it round. Big appeal. Oh, I think Shetty might be walking. No. Well, it was a big appeal. Sort of a guilty sort of walk away, but in the end, Pimplete says not out, and that's all that matters. It's the umpire's decision at the end of the day. Oh, a bit of yes, no, maybe. Great fielding from Ira Swilling at mid-wicket, almost affecting a run out. Lekha Shetty doesn't look like a traditional lower order batter. Definitely got a good enough technique to go up the order somewhat. I think Ira Swilling, who just showed us that bit of fielding at mid-wicket, is probably player of the match, I should say. My apologies for this game. 3 wickets early. Oh, there's the edge. No slip in place. I think that will go away to the boundary. So bonus 4 runs for USA, and for the dugout in the background there. Doesn't matter how you make them. Yeah, I think Ira Swilling for me is player of the game. 3 wickets, a good cameo with the bat, hit that big 6 and a couple of boundaries. With the game still on, 3 wickets with the new ball, 4 overs at the top. For me, player of the match. But I don't make those decisions. I'll be curious to see who is put forward and who is suggested. Another nice drive out to deep cover. They'll think about 2, but they'll have to settle for the 1. It's been a decent enough spell from Lantier, maybe not enough luck. So Marty's been out there for a few moments. First ball for her day. Well played from the number 11 Amadi. Oh, throw comes flying in. A bit of backing up. So that's another over complete. 4 overs to go. Will the Dutch get the final wicket? Or can USA bat out the innings at least? So it looks like they're going to go back to Lily Hamilton, who wouldn't it be a fitting end if young Lily is able to to be the player to wrap up the series. Her debut tour for the Netherlands, playing her cricket for Brisbane Heat in Queensland, only 17, still young, really good in the field, Dutch connection, and finally debuting for the Dutch. And we'll have to follow her career quite closely. Comes back in, and the part of Lily's game I like the most, just her length. It doesn't give the ball that much spin, doesn't get too much purchase off the surface this week, but the length has been immaculate. That one's going to be slipping down the leg side. Probably more an off spinner that deceives you with the guile and the different various bits of flight, but really is hunting the stumps over and over. If you make a mistake technically, you're in a bit of trouble. I think has also shown good adaptability to bowl at different stages. They like using her 4 overs in sort of split spells. Oh, that is not far away from the leg stump. Looking to pick up a second wicket today. That one sort of squeezed away through the leg side. Just 1 run to the total. Oh, edged, no slip in place. And that should result in a comfortable 2. Malcolm Ball will do the mopping up. Good ball from Hamilton. A little bit more flight on that one. Produces the edge, but doesn't produce the wicket. Quick over, 3 runs come off it. USA just fighting here after being in dire straits throughout most of this innings. 73 for 9, 3 overs to go in the series. See some of the USA supporters and photographer enjoying himself, and yeah, really polite touring group the USA have brought. Has some lovely chats with the coaches and the management behind the scenes and the supporters. It's like Heather Seegers has won the race to get another over here and try and wrap this game up. So Hamilton jumps into slip. So he is back in. Oh, I reckon that's a little bit of pad bat potentially. Actually donks Babette later on the helmet. Wouldn't have been able to see it once it got above the eye line. I think all the Dutch bowlers hunting the stumps here, hoping to get the last wicket. Get off the field. It's extremely warm. Oh, that's not too far away. Another delivery beating the bat. That's why they've put Lily Hamilton at slip, just for that thin edge. Good bit of batting. Quick single this time, and good to see the lower order not throw it away and try and bat out their overs here. I know that they're probably not going to go on for a win for probably the last 30, 40 minutes, but it's character building, and instead of just throwing their wickets away, making sure that the Dutch field their allotted overs. Plenty of happy people and happy snaps around at the cricket today. I'm sure there'll be a fair few people hanging around and enjoying the sun after the game also, as there's a bit of an appeal, a bit of a half appeal if anything. hit in the air, and that will do it. Heather Seegers will pick up the last wicket of the match. The Netherlands romp home to a comprehensive victory. They win the series 4-0. Congratulations to them. It was a comfortable win, 75 runs in the end. USA, I thought, bowled and fielded extremely well, but unfortunately in this one just couldn't get going with the bat at any stage. And all credit goes to the Netherlands for a clean sweep. It's been a pleasure bringing you this series and really enjoyable. A lot of thank yous to get through as we have a quick sort of check of the scorecard. It was Iris Willings, 3 wickets at the top, my player of the match anyway. And well, the spinner's doing another good job for the Netherlands. Good to see sportsmanship between these two lineups as well. They've really gotten along this week, and I think USA will take some positives, but the Dutch start their summer together in the right vein. They've got a big summer coming up with the qualifiers in August and the European regional. So well done to them. Well done to all the players who have given it their all this series. It's been a pleasure bringing you with the Frog Box Enhance, I like to call it. The big thanks to Sebastian and Joe for creating everything they've done with the camera angles and whatnot. The KNCB Cricket Board, USA Cricket Board, Kampong Cricket Club for hosting, and VRA Cricket Ground, who would have loved to have hosted a game, but obviously the weather got the better of them. It's been an enjoyable series. A big thank you from me, Corey Rutgers. I've enjoyed covering this series once again. Do stay online and check the social medias, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of post-match sort of chatter and photos about the series. So follow both social media accounts. It's been a hot day. It's been an enjoyable day. It's a bye for me for now, and thank you very much.